Okay, guys, so here I am. I promised you that I would get you an up close review of the Intex Excursion Pro K2 two person fishing kayak. Funny thing is, my GoPro couldn't keep up. It's got to be the SD card. I'm learning kind of how to use the GoPro at the same time that I'm making these videos and trying to talk to you. Anyway, it didn't work, but fortunately, I have kids who have lots of recording equipment, and so now I'm going to open the box and I'll talk you through it as a dub. So that's my knife. It's a Benchmade. It's fantastic quality. I'll talk about it and sell it every time because it's a great knife. Anyway. All right, so I'm opening the box, and just like in the previous video, I'm going to go through each part. On the top here, we have a bag. Inside that bag is the instructions and some patching material. Now, it doesn't come with the glue because of regulations in the U.S. Postal Service that you can't have the flammables. So go buy your own glue for it. PVC glue will work. All right, here I am opening up the next bag in the box. And this bag contains both of the seats that'll sit up. You'll see here, after I get this bag open, I'll kind of give you an up-close look at it. Better idea of what you're actually getting. Now, they are inflatable seats, and I think they could be better, but they're not bad. This is an economy kayak, after all, and it's inflatable, so you can only expect so much out of it. But here we go. You can see here we've got some support straps. There's also a Velcro strap on the bottom, which coincides with Velcro strips on the boat itself. And you can see once it's sitting in a chair-like position that the wings of the seat will wrap around you and those straps will connect into the D-rings. And it actually provides some support once you figure out the tricks of actually getting it hooked up right. All right, next bag. It's a paddle. Hate to spoil it for you. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Anyway, yes, it's one of two paddles that come in this set. I'm actually going to open both of them since it's an unboxing. But something that's important to note that I didn't notice before is that these are actually marked right and left. Right here you can see that I have a right paddle. It's marked with an R. And it's directional. It really is. You're going to get better action if you hold it with the right paddle to the right and the left paddle blade to the left. And now this thing actually comes in 5 segments. It's got two aluminum pieces. It has a middle piece that's plastic, and it has the 2 paddles. So 5 pieces in total. The 2 aluminum pieces are not identical, though. They actually have, one has 2 holes, the other one has 4 holes. So here's the one with 2 holes. And you can see, you slide the thing in and the button clicks into place and it holds it securely. And then you can see this other one here. If I spin it around, you're going to see that it's got 3 holes on it, and that's so you can offset the paddle blades. So you can have a little twist in your action and get more contact with the water and get a better pull, propelling yourself better. So anyway, set those off to the side. Go in here, and this is the other blade marked with an L, as you can see. There's the button. And then we have the centerpiece that I was telling you about. So that's where you'd connect the 2 aluminum pieces to either end of that. And oh yes, we've got these water dams. So basically they go on bevel side out. And what happens is the water runs down the paddle and it hits those bumpers, those dams, and runs off. And it's supposed to help keep water out of the boat and off of you as you're doing a paddling action. All right, here's the other paddle. It's exactly the same. There's my awesome knife again. 2 more aluminum pieces. And 2 paddles, right and left, just like the other one. 2 water dams and the centerpiece. All right, next up, the pump. This pump is fantastic. It really is. It makes the job of inflating and deflating incredibly fast, especially for a hand pump. I had the whole thing inflated in less than 10 minutes and deflated in less than 3. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a double quick 3S. It had, meaning that it blows or sucks air depending on which side of the pump you're attached to. You attach that hose to it. The hose has a locking mechanism, hooks into the Boston valves. But either side of that pump handle is an inlet and an outlet. And so what ends up happening is this thing will either blow or suck on either the upstroke or the downstroke, depending on which side the hose is connected to. So, yeah, it blows on both the up and down stroke. It sucks on both the up and down stroke. And it all depends on which side of the handle you attach that hose to. All right, next up, the bag. By far the least impressive component in this kit, and probably going to be the first point of failure from anything in this kit. It is water resistant on the outside. On the inside, it's more cloth-like. It's not so great though. And, you know, I really don't expect it to last more than a couple of seasons before it totally fails and I have to replace it with something more heavy duty. But it'll work for now. And again, what can you expect from a $207 purchase? It's by far still, in my opinion, the best inflatable kayak for the money. Bag notwithstanding. All right. I did hate the fact that the straps were so incredibly long. On the other one, I tied a knot in it, shortened it up so that I could pick it up with one hand and not have it banging on my knees and my elbows reaching up to the sky trying to lift it up off the ground, because the thing's about 3 feet tall once it's loaded. All right, reaching into the box for a box. And this is the box of hard plastic items that holds the skegs, both the short and the long skegs. It holds 2 rod holders. It has air pressure gauge. It has a part that I didn't know what it was, but apparently it's a wrench, and it looks like it goes to the Boston valve. So if you need to take one out and replace it, I'm guessing the instructions are kind of light on what the actual purpose of that is, but that's my guess. It also comes with 2 foot pedal or foot rests and an accessory bar. We've got a long skeg for deep water and a short skeg for shallow water. All right, I know it says not to use a sharp blade to open it right there, but I figure I've got enough life experience that I can safely perform this task on a box that contains nothing but hard plastic pieces. All right, here's the long skeg and the short skeg, and I think we also have in there some other things. Hold on, let's see what we got. All right. Oh, there's the wrench. It looks like a door handle, but it's a wrench. So they say. I don't know. I'll toss it right over here and move on to the next item. Or apparently when I'm doing this, I'm just going to talk about it longer than I should. Okay. All right. This is the rod holder. Now those sit into recessed spots on the boat. I guess it's supposed to provide a more rigid fit for the rod, but the biggest complaint I've seen on other things, you put the rod in, but when you go to pull the rod out, it pulls the rod holder piece out with it. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to kind of see how things go with it, and if it works, great. If not, oh well. I'll buy aftermarket rod holder for the accessory bar. So here's a long skeg. There's a short skeg. They hard plastic, nice and rigid. They've got a little bit of give to them though, so that's good. In case you bump into things, they won't totally like rip off. It's got a hard plastic tab on it that really holds this thing in place once it's attached to the bottom of the boat. And I couldn't get it off with just one hand. Maybe that'll loosen up over time, but it definitely took me two hands to get it off. All right, this is the accessory bar. This is the thing that I'm going to mount my aftermarket rod holder on. Slides into a couple of loops on the inside of the boat, and you can attach your camera, your fishing rod, your depth finder, whatever it is you want. You can attach it right here. These are the footrests. These things also fit into loops, and they are surprisingly hard and really are fantastic for the comfort of paddling. It keeps you from sliding down too far on the seat. Yeah, it's very rigid, very hard plastic. It's a good quality. I don't see those things failing. This is the air pressure gauge. So the important thing to note with this is that it will go up to 7 psi, but I suspect that if you were to try and pump 7 psi into this boat, that you would have some serious issues. Like it'd probably fail somewhere. It's a very low pressure system. As you can see on the dial, we've got green, yellow, orange, and red. It goes from, on the bottom is PSI and in red numbering. It goes from like 0.5 psi all the way up to 7. The effective range for the green is actually 0.5 psi to 1.5 psi, and that's ideally where you want to land. The instructions on the boat says that it's firm to the touch, but yeah, if you're in doubt or if you have questions, plug this thing in. If it falls in the green range, you're good to go. All right, moving on. Pulling out the boat. It's not too heavy. It's, you know, it feels like about 30, maybe 30-ish pounds in weight. That's just guessing. And I think that's in line with what the manufacturer states. I was having some problems getting this plastic off. Didn't come off as easy as I'd hoped, so bear with me while I struggle through this. Might just fast forward through it a little bit. Bust out my awesome knife again. Benchmade. I don't remember the make and model of it, and it's no longer on the website. I looked it up trying to find it. I might have to reach out to some people there and find out what they can tell me about it. Anyway, so here I am. I've got the boat. This stuff is incredibly thick. It is a good quality. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily quite as thick as what you would find on like a whitewater rafting boat or a raft, but it's pretty close. It's good stuff. I'm not worried about this thing puncturing while I'm out on the lake if I run into a branch or anything. Hard nose cone. The handle's made of same material, nice and rigid. Polypropylene ropes for grabbing onto if you need to, or attaching things. All right, I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to set it on the grass and I'm going to unroll it for you. And I've got the other one out there too. It's drying off from when I took it into the water the other day. And there she is in all her deflated, fresh out of the box glory. So it has a fore and an aft for sure, so a front and a back, absolutely. In the back is where the skeg is, and it's also where the Boston valves live. Here I am looking for them. And then I realize, oh, there's the skeg. There's also a drain hole that you'll see. So that's the mounting plate for the skegs. Nice hard plastic. Doesn't feel like it's ever going to break. Here we go. And so you'll see that if you open it up, you can see the drain hole there. It all has an attached cap for plugging, so I don't know if you consider this self-bailing. I wouldn't. I would put the cap in it before I put the boat in the water, just to keep your feet dry. I don't think it'll sink, but you don't need any more water in there than absolutely necessary. Now, it's a 3-chamber boat. It has 3 different Boston valves for inflation. So the cap is attached with a small cord. You can just give that quarter turn twist, it pops right out. There's the cord, it's attached. It's got a silicone O-ring. It has a locking arms on it, so it slides right in there and locks right on. And the valve itself, you twist it 90 degrees, it's open. You twist it another 90 degrees, it's closed. It'll go all the way around. It doesn't stop. But you don't have to open it before you inflate it. The hose has a mechanism on it, as well as the air pressure gauge. You plug it in there. As you twist it into place, it unlocks and allows the device of whatever it is that you're putting in there to function. So whether it's letting enough air out to read the pressure, or whether or not you're inflating or deflating, it just opens it on. When you take the device off, it locks it back up, so you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, that's the Intex Excursion Pro. Again, I apologize. This whole YouTube video thing is new to me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to click like and subscribe if you found any value in this video. Thanks again. This is the Fishing Idiot, out.